What I feel is marriage can be beautiful only if you share your responsibilities and you give respect to each other.
Unconditional love is a very romantic idea, and it's a really eternal, like pure idea. In love with someone, you feel like, oh my God, everything they do is wonderful. Yeah, Simone de Beauvoir felt this unrequited, this beautiful love with Jean-Paul Sartre.
I think you are one of them, right?
I am single, just in case anyone wants to know. But during marriages, you're taking the daughter from father to husband as if it's some product. When you're unmarried, having kids can be difficult, and I do want kids.
It's a pretty tedious day. Today I had booked 2 sessions, but I put off one of them.
Am I the lucky one then?
Yes, of course.
All
I am the
right.
lucky one. I am the lucky one. I have got session with you.
No. Okay, thank God you didn't cancel my session. Okay. Well, yeah, I had to travel a little bit to meet a friend today. And that was nice. And so a little bit of traveling there. So I have a slight headache, but then I started sessions and now I'm all fun and hyper again. So I'm glad.
Okay, so may I know where did you travel?
Oh, just in the city, but with Bangalore traffic, you have no idea. It feels like I traveled to another town and came back. But yeah, what about you? How was your day?
Yeah, it's going well. Amazing. My day is productive. It is the
Okay.
same as other days.
All right. All right. So is there anything specific you'd like to talk about, or shall we just go with the flow?
Today I was just watching in the news about relationship. Divorce rates are increasing. So I don't know why it is increases. We can discuss about it. If you have
Okay.
some idea, you can share your opinion.
Not just divorce rate increasing. I think people are wanting to be single for longer, and get married more late in life or later in life.
Mhm.
I think that's because we are all growing more independent, especially women. We are not making stupid choices when it comes to who we're gonna marry. I think people are more um, particular about who they want as well. I think
Yes.
unrealistic expectation. I think people are not ready to compromise, which is both a good and a bad thing, obviously. But yeah, I mean, what about that caught your attention? Why was that captivating for you?
You know what I have observed why divorce rates are increasing because females are more career oriented. Right? Women want to do work. Earlier, we used to have some society pressure and family pressure, but now we are well educated. So it's individual choice. Nobody can force us. You have to marry. Getting married is not just like getting into a relationship. It's we share the responsibilities, and if you feel you want to take this responsibility, then we should go for that, because in marriage we should have a compatibility, and if we don't have it, marriage becomes a burden. I think main reason is like career oriented, which sometimes affect negatively in personal life.
Yeah,
Right.
I think also because people are speaking out about domestic abuse,
Mhm.
about oppression from the in-laws family and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I think more, especially women, but also men. Men are also facing a lot of domestic
Mhm.
abuse that isn't talked about enough, but
Mhm.
both are feeling more confident to leave and say, okay, I will be okay. I'll be okay
Mhm.
even if I do leave, because I know there are other people who have been through what I have been through, and it will be difficult, but I need to get out because
Mhm.
it's sometimes like a life or death situation, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you're right, people are more career focused now, which is wonderful. People are
Mhm.
more financially independent, which is always important, I think,
Mhm.
especially for women who are often depending on, not anymore, but in the past have depended on their husbands for
Mhm.
financial security.
Mhm.
They're coming to know from other family members, or things they have seen online, that
Mhm.
no, that's not the right way to be. I need to be independent, just so who knows, someday they might cheat on each other, or they might get sick, one of them passes away. You have to be ready, you have to be practical. um
Mhm.
so Yeah, absolutely. I think it's wonderful, though, to me. I mean, not that divorce rates are increasing and people are going through heartbreak, but that people are more focused on themselves and more independent now, you know?
Yes, yes. But I share my personal experience, what I feel. Time plays a crucial role in every relationship, whether it is with your friends, family, and with your husband. But if you don't give time to any relationship, it starts fading away.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
somewhere time plays a big role because everybody needs attention and time. When we
Quality time. Yeah.
quality time, yes, yes. A second reason could be like nowadays, men and women both are working. When she come back in the evening, she gets completely exhausted. She doesn't want to do work, but in our culture, it is still expected that women will work.
Yeah.
So, but when someone is working from dawn to dusk, so it is not possible. You work in the evening. So somewhere it this type of issues arise in
Yeah.
marriages, and
I
people
think,
don't want to like, adjust. They don't want to compromise with their life, right? They want to live their own life. But what I feel, if marriage can be beautiful only if you share your responsibilities and you give respect with each other. We should accept our spouse in the same ways he is or she is. We should not criticize them every time. They're not
yeah, I
doing
will
good.
say I
Hmm.
will say that's a very good point where you shouldn't have to change for anyone. You
Yes.
really shouldn't.
Hmm.
Because I think, especially if you're in it for long-term relationships, not just casual dating, I think that
Hmm.
when you're with someone, if they're making you succumb to whatever their idea of you is,
Hmm.
or you're making someone change for you, I feel like that'll never work out because
Hmm. Hmm.
someday you will look back and think, why did I change myself for someone else? You know, I
Hmm.
feel like I betrayed myself. You forget your sense of self, which is so harmful.
Hmm.
However, I do think that growth in relationships can always be
Hmm.
encouraged, right? Growth is a good change. Growing together, having someone encourage you to be better, like maybe
Hmm.
you go to the gym together, or you're both maybe working on eating healthier, or you're both picking out baby names instead of asking someone else, or you're both reading more, making more time for traveling. These are all
Hmm.
good growth and good changes. I think
Good
if
thing.
you're trying to change someone's
Hmm.
principles, trying to change each
Hmm.
other's political beliefs, trying to change each other's philosophy,
Hmm.
there is something bad happening there. There's something wrong happening there.
Hmm.
But I do think compromise is something that maybe older generations were more familiar with because they were like, well, I'm married now. There's nothing I can do about it. So I'm going to accept any kind of abuse. But it is probably a good thing more than a bad thing that now people
Hmm.
are more, I don't know, love should be conditional in some sense when it comes to safety and stuff, you know? Um,
Hmm.
I know that unconditional love is a very romantic idea and it's a really eternal, like pure idea. But
Hmm.
we don't live in a pure world, and we don't live in, fantasies and stuff like that. So I do think love can be conditional, and it's not a bad
Hmm.
thing that it should be.
Yes, yes, it is. Yeah, it is true, and I completely agree with you. Love should be conditional. If it is unconditional love, then somewhere you have to suffer with it because we need everything for survival. If we just I don't know how should I say in English. If we in the first scene we fall in love with each other, then it is not a love. It is just a attraction,
Yeah,
right?
that honeymoon phase. Yeah. They
Okay.
call it a honeymoon phase. When you're first in love with someone, you feel like, oh my God, everything they do is wonderful. And then slowly you realize,
Yeah.
oh, wait, it's more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think true love exists in the world? Or is it somewhere like a fantasy?
Believe
What's
in
your
true
opinion on?
love. I believe in true love because I see it when I'm with my female friends, like when I'm with my girlfriends. When the way they love me, I feel like true love has to exist. The way I love them, any any day, anytime I call them, I know they're there for me. And I know love exists because of them. I know love exists because of the way my dad loved me,
Yes.
how he took care of me. I know true love exists because of the books I've read and knowing that, Jane Austen felt all these things. Simone de Beauvoir felt this unrequited, this beautiful love with Jean-Paul Sartre. These are all beautiful stories, and we've heard them all our lives. We've seen Disney films and all of that. It it kind of is instilled in me that true love exists. I don't know if it does or not, obviously, because now we live in this capitalist corporate world
Mm.
where true love can, it's almost an archaic term, but I have to, right? Like when you see, even when you're stuck in traffic and like the scooter next to you has like a little baby on it, as soon as you see it, you're like, oh my
Yes.
God, so
Yes.
beautiful, so cute. Like those are all like that's evidence that true love exists. That
Yes.
beautiful love, but unconditional love, I don't think exists.
Yes, we get unconditional love just from our parents, what I feel,
Yeah.
right? Because
But
they
like,
don't judge us. We get from our siblings. They accept us the way we are.
yeah, I think unconditional love was kind of just an excuse that like our grandparents and great grandparents made so that they would stay together when in reality they probably shouldn't have. I also think it's an idea that people fed little girls because now there's this like traditional gender role of women being the caretakers, which I think is so silly. And it's also so much pressure on men when men, if they choose to be, they can also be homemakers and house husbands. Like, we have housewives. Like, it's okay unless and until like you're struggling, you're both struggling and you're both overworked. I
Mm.
don't know, I feel like we should be more liberal with that and more progressive in the idea that both can take care of each other, both can provide for each other.
Mm-hmm. Yes, true, true. What do you think, it is necessary to get married in life, or you can live your independent life in today's competitive world?
Well, I think a lot of people are thriving being not married, which I'm very jealous of.
I think you are one of them, right?
I am single, just in case anyone wants to know. But I I do want to get married someday, but I don't believe in like the institution of marriage. I always feel like it's very disgusting how during marriages you're taking the daughter from father to husband as if it's some product. Like we're not a product and we're
Yeah.
not like some sort of object to be passed from man to man. I think that part of marriage is very disgusting. That kind of tradition is very disgusting, although I know that it's culture to some, and that's okay. But we do, if you're thinking about culture as well, we traditionally come from
Mm.
a matriarchal society, like our oldest, like Harappan civilization, Indus Valley civilization. Those are matriarchal societies. We have evidence that does suggest that people would worship women and would worship elements, but more so women, because yeah, women are great. But I think that, I don't know. I'd like to get married someday, but it's more gonna be like, okay, I want to commit to you for life, and just in case I die, I want to make sure that if we ever have a kid, I want to make sure that that kid gets, all the, because when you're unmarried, having kids can be difficult, and I do want kids, um, stuff like that. But recently there was an article on Vogue that said it's embarrassing to have a boyfriend right now because having a boyfriend just means that there are so many little rules that you have to step around, and boyfriends are embarrassing in general. I think that article is such a good representation of how free and how independent women are lately, and that's really wonderful. I really want to celebrate that because I don't know, like older generations, I feel like their whole life revolved around getting married and becoming a wife and a mother. But now we have writers, we have chefs, we have painters, we have
Yes.
artists, we have doctors, we have nurses, we have engineers, all women. And it's wonderful. It's really wonderful.
Mm.
Yeah. We do
Yes.
live in a backward society where we're still told, like, but you have to get married. I mean, how can you not get married? But I think people are having fun. Let them have fun.
Yes, yes, true, true, true. I'm thinking the same exactly as you are thinking, right? It is not mandatory to get married. It's an individual decision. If you are mentally prepared for that, you can choose your partner. These days, women are financially independent, so that's why they don't want to get married, and they don't want someone interfere in their life because they are happy whatever they are doing. Earlier,
Yeah.
it used to happen because like women used to adjust and compromise because they used to think, yeah, men are working, we are not working, we are a homemaker, so we have to take care of everything.
Yeah.
But now it's not possible if women is working.
I
So
also think like
that's why
societies,
there is a difference.
I think society is also adapting to women having jobs and women being employed,
Hmm.
but they're not letting go of the
Hmm.
fact that women don't always have to be the one cooking, be the one taking care of the children. It can also
Hmm.
be on the husband. I think
Hmm.
now we're adapting to women being employed, but we want them to do all of it as well. You know, be a working woman,
Hmm.
be there for your children, make
Hmm.
breakfast for your children, make breakfast for your husband, as if you have to take care of not just your child but your husband like he is also a child, you know, which I'm not a fan of that idea. Like, do whatever you want and have fun. But yeah, I think like you said, back in the day, I think it was also like a lot of politics where if you're marrying someone, you're marrying their family,
Hmm.
you're making an alliance with families and kingdoms and clans and tribes and all of that. But now we don't need that. I think we're looking at marriage more for what it is, love. And it's
Hmm.
not easy to find love. Not everyone wants to love.
Hmm. Yes, marriage brings us companionship. If it had peace and value in your life, you should get married.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's great to have company when you're going through a rough
Companionship.
time. And just,
Yes.
I think it's great that when you're bored, you can always go to like your room and say hi to your loved one and just sit there and whine about your day. I think it's beautiful. I think everyone should have that, but it doesn't always have to be in the form of marriage. It can also be your best friend, it can be your sister. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah. Okay, now teach me some vocabularies. We have
Oh
talk about
God.
literature. Do we have time?
We do have a minute, but I'm not sure. All
Yeah.
right. I ran into someone as in like I didn't expect to meet you, but I ran into someone as in like, oh, I ran into someone I knew at the supermarket. I didn't expect to meet them, but I met them there.
Okay. Unexpectedly, right?
Yeah. Or I want to make up for this situation, as in I want to do something to help compensate for this situation in some way.
Okay. Makeup means compensation, right?
Yeah, like I want to make up for this. I'm so sorry, you know, as in I'll do better and I will make sure this doesn't happen again or something.
If I join the session late, so I can say, yeah, I will
I'm
make
gonna
up.
make up for this. I'm gonna make up
I
for
will
it.
make up for this.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
Hmm.
right. Okay then.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hi.
Bye bye. It was an interesting session. Yeah.
You too. Yeah, it was wonderful.